Fantastic. I hope that we're actually live because I'm going to start talking right here. Welcome to the Twin Cities Playtest from May 2020. Mark, how are you doing this evening?
I am quite well. We have a pair of really, really fun ones, I believe, tonight, and I'm looking forward to them for sure. We're missing Dale tonight, which is a bummer.
We are missing Dale.
So we're going to have a little less fun, but it's going to be a little more efficient, I think.
Yes, we the 10% less fun for 10% more efficiency. Audience, let us know what you think of our trade. But yeah, we've got a couple of classics. These are people who have been with this community for a good long while. Charles, you want to say hello?
Hello. Hi. I'm Charles.
Who are you and what are you about?
Oh yeah, I'm a game developer here in the Twin Cities. Oh man, it's been so long since I've done a spiel. Yeah. So I'm the founder of Tribe Games, and I am a generalist. So I do a wide variety of things, and I am not particularly picky about what I work on.
Yes, and Charles, you haven't done a spiel in a while. Is that because you now are working at like so you're working at We're Five Games?
Yes.
Is like have you been doing spiels less because you've been like solidly working there for a while?
That and there just haven't been as many opportunities to do the whole spiel with people that I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to be part of your re-entering the spiel space.
Yes.
So Charles, can you tell us a little bit about this game jam that you participated in that yielded the project you're going to share with us?
Sure. So the game jam that I participated in was called the OST Jam. I'm fairly certain that this has shown up quite a bit in the past. Run by the local developer Ben Burns.
Who?
Oh my goodness.
Wait, Charles, don't you make music for yourself?
I do make music for myself, but in this game jam, I didn't make music for myself. In fact, I actually asked Ben, I was like, so is it okay if I work on some songs? And he was like, I mean, there's no rule against it, but the spirit is to use the songs that the community made.
Did he was he upset about this? Was this like a really rude thing for you to have said?
It was, I could read between the lines. He was like, don't you dare do that.
What's funny about that is when I heard you were going to do this jam, I'm like, oh, so you're going to make music for it. And I think Steven corrected me, like, no, he's going to do the game part afterward, after all the music is submitted. And I'm like, he's not going to like that.
Yeah, I was like, oh man, this is, well, I guess to clarify, the OST Jam is a jam that the community makes. There's a community that makes a 2-hour album challenge where they make an album in 2 hours throughout the weekend. So you can pick 2 hours and then work on a song, and then you submit it for the jam. And then from there, a couple of them are offered for people to be able to use as inspiration for a game, and I was able to listen. So I actually it was I want to say it was like 3 or 4 minutes before the jam started. I saw Ben's tweet and I was like, it's starting. And then I looked over. I was like, I'll go look at the submissions. I'm not gonna actually commit. And then I started listening to submissions. And I was like, oh man, this could be a good.
Oh no.
And then, yeah. And then here we are. But yeah. So I did not make any of the music, even though yes, I am known for making my music. But it was like the theme of the jam, or the theme of the album, was vintage, and the light theme. We can use that as a light theme for our game jam as well. But there was a song in particular that sounded like that will be the main menu song that we'll hear. That sounded like a PS1. I'm in like Gran Turismo customizing my car kind of sound, and I was like, oh man, I want to make a game where you customize something.
It gave me such a strong vision of you playing racing games. I couldn't believe that you hadn't made that track.
Oh man, yeah. But like the music that everybody made in that album was phenomenal, and it's like amazing that they were able to make that off in such a short amount of time. So I was super happy to be able to do that, and it was kind of nice to be able to just say like, all right, I have the songs. I don't have to worry about the songs right now.
You saying phenomenal things that are made in a short period, that really reminds me of something. Oh yeah, it's your game. Your logo is insane. Like, that is incredible.
Thank
How
you.
long did you spend on that thing?
So the logo, I didn't spend too long on the logo and the animation stuff. The longest part of the logo was choosing the color scheme, and I just was like, being like, okay, what do I choose? There's like, it originally was blue and orange. There's no relation to other previous things that were blue and orange that I worked on with fish. But yeah, so there was a lot of me like going back and forth, and then showing it with like friends or people that I was in voice chat with and being like, so what do you think of this? Kind of thing. But yeah, I was I was really inspired by the song and by the PlayStation like aesthetics. That for a lot of that stuff, I had like a vague idea of how I wanted to do things, especially like the menu. I had a pretty good idea, and I was looking at old PS1 games and stuff, old racing PS1 games and things. So I was looking at like Gran Turismo. There's this amazing racing RPG called Racing Lagoon, which has a phenomenal soundtrack. Like, it is no business being that good, but it's like really good, and it's so 90s that I was like, yes, I want to use this as inspiration.
Ooh, oh man, swing and a miss, Charles, because our good friend Jason in the chat here says magenta and teal can't go wrong with 80s cyberpunk colors. I believe that is a decade clash.
Goodness.
Now, Charles, our fans are asking you. There's a very important question, which is you've got a orange and blue game. You've got a magenta and teal game. When are you gonna complete the trilogy with a purple and green game?
You know how close the Omni Gear logo was to be in purple and green. Yeah, I don't think that I haven't done a purple and green.
It's such an interesting discussion about colors, because like one of the things I'll do when I'm designing something is I'll put two colors together and I'll be like, oh, I've used that 30 other times, and there's a million or infinite number of combinations of two colors you can choose from. But because of the sort of complementary nature of like these things, you do end up kind of going back to a couple of standbys. And one of the things I've found a way to sort of like get myself out of that rut or find something new is to start monochrome, like find a gray and a color, and then find like two accent colors or something. Then I find I'll sometimes end up just leaning back towards two main colors. But if I attack it from a different direction, I find that I'm able to try out more things. But either way, you're wasting tons of time just changing things and looking at it. Like, there's no avoiding it,
I realize that I literally just did this, so I can't judge other people for this. But I do think that saying like, oh, these two common colors are used together. Oh, what a trope! Like, this is garbage. Is the lowest form of commentary. Like, oh, you're using squares? Seriously, Charles? Yeah, just basic building blocks. Ugh.
I mean, all the color theory in the world is not enough. It does not supplant anybody's ability to look at a thing. Like, all it does is can help you find your way there faster. It's not going to make you understand what looks better. Everybody can do that. It's, and which is why those things feel like tropes, or there's a couple of standbys. It's because they are truly pleasing to look at, and and everybody agrees. So Lane, you are connected, so the two of us can play. Or Charles, you can join us immediately if you want to school us, or you can.
I can watch, and be like, okay. I haven't actually watched anybody play without me playing, so this will be the first.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Should we go in like basically blind? Like, I did not play this before the show, so
I haven't either. I've just seen the clips that Charles has been posting, so I'd say let's do it.
Sure.
Um,
I can give you the controls, but that's about it. There's not. I was gonna work on that.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, give us that. Imagine a tutorial screen that tells us this.
Sure. All right. How to play? No, I'm not gonna. So the controls are A is jump, left stick to move, the right trigger is your main attack, left trigger is your secondary attack, right bumper is your defensive move, and left bumper is your special move.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. Already that's too many buttons, but that's all right. I will figure it out as we go. Ooh, 2 arena options. We'll start out basic.
Casual.
This is like a classic set of options. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, big timer. Okay.
Oh, now we have individual. Oh, this is the customization. Oh, I can see a future version of this game being accompanied by a lot of visuals to show these things, right? I imagine that's your intent.
Yeah, that was originally my goal, but then I ran out of time, and I was like, "Oh crap! All right, gotta move on."
No custom art per part. Jeez.
I know. Well,
I can see where it will go.
There is.
You know, like I can see that you're already designing with that in mind.
Yeah.
All right, we're going all standard here, baby. Let's roll. Team red. I don't know if I can take that from Mark. I think I gotta go purple.
I'm gonna make a lot of choices in ignorance, and that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, Sentry Turret seems so... Oh, it's got to be OP against a new player? Come on. Okay, we got to try that out. There's no way he'll know how to deal with that.
I'm going from things that do not require me to aim.
Okay, triple jump will make the game easier for me because I'm bad. Revolver. Dang. Oh, Gatling gun. Wait, Charles, didn't we talk about this? Wait, no, it is just 1T. Dang it, you're right.
Yeah, yep.
I fall for that every time.
I had to go look it up and be like, okay, yeah, it is just 1T because I
How
remember us having that argument.
How do you implement so many parts? This is nutty. This is nutty.
This is a little bit past the deadline. So the length of the jam was 18 days. And this was like it was a little bit under a week after the deadline.
Okay.
Version.
Oh, look at this, Mark. Already ready here. Wait.
Are we both on? Oh no, we're not both on blue team. Okay.
Oh, I gotta hit the. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh. I gotta remember how to jump. Okay. Ooh. Is it B? Oh shoot. Can I hop over this? Oh yeah. How do I use my special... Ooh, there's my sentry. There we go. The classic sentry on the elevation. Ah, perfect. Wait, I didn't do any damage. Is the health the green?
Yes.
So we have not damaged each other. Okay.
No.
Okay. Oh, okay, I can only shield while I'm holding still. I got it. What? Interesting. Is there a way for me to see when my special comes back? Is that what the purple bar is?
Yes.
Oh, man. Okay. Ah! Oh, I can just jump and put that up there. Okay. Oh, I feel like my gun is like crazy short range. There we go. Although I say that, but I didn't hit it all. Whoa!
And did I miss you because I was standing on that thing?
I think that I did not, in fact, take any damage there, which is shocking to me because, like, the screen shook. I felt like I took damage. Oh, no. Oh, dunce cap for me. I don't know how I did that. How do I... Okay, that's how I do that.
Oh.
So let's see. I have less health, so I should be, like, aggressive here. Wait, why did I win?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh.
I think we ran out of time.
Yeah, you ran out of time.
But
That
I had
didn't,
less health.
didn't yeah, you had less health, right?
Well,
Yes.
okay. The thing is, I think I may have had 64 out of 100.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that
And
was
you
the...
had 61
Yes.
out of 75. So, haha! You
Yes,
gotta pick the
okay.
character with more base health.
I did make an update because I noticed that I made an error there. It's just I haven't pushed that update out.
Oh, okay.
I think my
Man.
first critique is that I actually quite like. There's something about that's interesting about us having a lot of health. You know what I mean? A lot of games like this are quick deaths, quick respawn kind of things, right? Speaking of, I don't know how I died exactly, but the critique I have is I think like there's a lot of just running around and trying. Like that first match, we were both doing a really good job of dodging each other's weapons, which is interesting for a while.
Sure.
Or it can become really unbalanced very quickly. Like I think I just got bored there and just decided to start point blank shooting. But I don't really know the relative. Like it must have been that Lane's point blank shots were better than mine, but I don't really know that. It's hard to make with so many variable options on the character builds. You have to make a lot of like strategic decisions based on what the other player has, and so that familiarity I think is probably important as you get better, as you get more experience with the game.
Sure.
And so I'm wondering if you can learn more if rounds end quicker.
Sure.
But there is something nice about about a lengthy sort of, cat and mouse kind of game. That is fun too.
I feel like that turret is so bad.
I know. I really wanted to get it because I thought it would be really effective, but I'm very good at dodging it.
Yes. Charles, a question for you. Like, what do you do, or like, what do you think about in terms of like the like neutral game? Like, I am now ahead, right? So I can just like, I should just like basically be dodging Mark forever.
Yeah.
Is this something that is like a thing that is something that enters your mind when you're making this kind of game?
Yeah, that's definitely something I think about, especially just the escape opportunity and being able to say like, okay, I'm no longer engaging in this conflict. You have to approach me, kind of thing.
Yes. Yep.
And that, I definitely think about those kind of things. And one of the surprising things is that y'all are playing this pretty defensive.
Okay. Interesting. I tried to break that blessing. I think my gun, my like R2 is just wicked overpowered compared to your gun.
Yeah, I really dropped my
much damage.
Yeah, you can really benefit from running away from me because one, you have more health to start with, so you'll win if neither of us shoot anybody.
So true. Yes.
But so that forces me to play more aggressively. But my short range attack is no good.
Sure.
And yours seems to get me pretty good. Also, my earthquake attack is utterly worthless because it's way too.
Can we try just hitting me with that? I just want to stand next to you.
Well, I gotta wait till I get my purple up.
Oh, sure. Yep.
So
okay, so if I'm there the whole time, it does about the same damage as my R2.
Right, but the thing is you can also run away from it so quickly. Like the previous times I deployed it in the round a couple rounds ago, I was right next to you when I hit the trigger, and you were gone before it spawned. Basically.
Yeah.
But your big beam is also similarly no threat to me. I never felt in danger of that at all.
Well, let's just see about that one, partner. Wait, when does it come back? Oh, shoot, it takes forever. Oh, okay, now I can see my two different... Wait, what's my yellow? Oh, it's my gun, okay.
I do like the big jump as opposed to the triple jump. I mean, I've not tried either, but I think the big jump is nice.
There we go.
Nice shot.
But just comes out instantly.
Yeah, I guess maybe the reason it didn't get me before is because you just shot it randomly all the previous times. So it didn't. So that sort of taught me that it wasn't a threat. I thought it maybe had a charge or something. I think you were just playing with it. I didn't realize, But when you actually decided to employ it, it was very effective.
Yeah, I wonder if now Charles, this is like a pretty ignorant critique here. I'm not like thinking that I'm like good at this or anything. But what I wonder is like one thing that people will sometimes do to break up like a stalemate thing or like a thing that encourages running away is doing a thing where like okay, so like our bars charge kind of slowly. But like, what if there were like collectibles or something that spawned that made them come back faster? So if Mark is able to like push me into a corner, if I'm hiding from him, he can go around and collect more stuff and get more like recharge.
Yeah, that is actually something that I was thinking about, of having like either like you get a special thing, or like you get a different part, like having a different mode where you get like additional parts or stuff like that, or like here's a super amazing move that you got one-time use kind of thing. But yeah, that's definitely something that I think.
Oh no, fair, it goes through walls.
Did that hit? Did that do
Yeah,
damage?
it did.
Okay.
I'm at 2 now. One shot will get me.
Stupid turret! It's so slow.
You know what? I would argue that this game should not have twin stick shooting, because it means I can't chase Lane, because his close range shot is so effective that if I get close to him, then all I have to rely on is him not thinking to shoot me. But what I should rely on is his risk reward in turning around to shoot me. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's so interesting. Like if you like move slower going backwards or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or I mean, generally I'm a big fan of twin stick shooting, but I feel like because of the potential missed battle, I think that it makes Lane's short range way too effective, because it's essentially a shield. I can't get too close because he'll just hit me at least as much as I hit him. I mean, the alternate way around that is to make the weaker things have a much larger range. I think mine does have a larger range, but not so large as to make that much of a difference, I think.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think when you have so many variables, you need to like have some like some realities of the game that always remain in balance, right? Like, short range weapons are always very powerful, long range are always very weak, even though they could have different varieties. There should always be enough of a gulf so you can't like configure yourself into a misbalanced arrangement, I think.
Sure.
Ooh, energy looks real fun. Damage multiplier, is that just for your gun, or does that apply to your specials as well?
That applies to everything. Anything
Ooh,
that you
damage it is. Let's go. The beam seems so cool now that I know how it works. Oh, Charles, question for you. Oh, yeah. Like, there is some risk to the beam, right? Because, like, if I use it, I'm locked into position for a little bit.
Yeah.
Gatling gun. Sword. Oh, yes. Okay, cool. Is there a character that's faster than the other? Is the damage faster?
The damage is slower, so speed would be the quickest.
That's what I did last time. Yeah, it didn't do me a lot of good, but maybe you'll do better at it, because I think you're probably better.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, I'm doing damage this time, so let's see if it makes a big difference. If you still hold your own against me pretty well, then I think that bodes well for how well the game is balanced. But if I totally trounce you, then it's probably more a case of the,
Yeah. Mark, did you go bomb last time?
I went earthquake.
Oh, maybe I just can't afford it because I don't have the energy for it. I'm gonna try damaging trail. Okay.
Sorry, I did. That was the. Actually, I didn't. I had the turret also, but the accessory. What button is to do the turret? To do the accessory.
Left trigger.
Left trigger.
Yeah, I used L2.
I kept hitting the left bumper. I never used it.
This air dash, is this something I can do? Is this like left bumper or something?
No. So that is if you just press it in the air, press jump in the air.
It's another jump.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if I'm able to actually get on top of platforms here. But okay, we can roll here. Oh man, now I look so different. Oh wow, I'm speedy. I'm a speedy boy.
I really don't like how slow I am. I was getting used to that speed.
Oh shoot! I just got wrecked. Wow, I'm not making the most of these trades at all. Oh, that dash is nutty. I'll need to get used to this character a little bit. Oh man. Oh, does the sword make you like dash forward at all? Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay. Oh wow, so I am literally that one risk rain guy. No. Oh, that's the trail. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. All right. And that lasts for a while. I love that. Did I just like ping off that wall? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Haha! Find me up here, tank boy. I don't know what body type you chose. But you're tanky compared to me. Oh, jeez. Oh, that gun seems like way better than the gun you were using last round.
It really does.
I feel as though I'm obviously like just learning this for the first time, but I sort of feel like the risk reward on some of these weapons is a little bit feels a little funky to me. Like I feel like I've got to be right there for the sword, and yet I'm doing like 5 damage or something per hit.
Yeah, and actually, and again, because I can twin stick this thing, my Gatling gun. I mean, even if you get close enough, I will do as much damage as you do, if not more.
Oh, interesting. Oop. But I'm not using my shield. Haha. Jeez. Charles, meanwhile, chuckling at me, knowing that the sword is the best weapon in the game.
Yeah, you just don't know how to use it, probably, right? That's the reason.
It's got to be.
I mean, the least plausible explanation is that I'm this much better at you than this. You know what I mean?
Yes. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. Oh my gosh.
So yeah, I really enjoyed the speed, but I think and you're faster than me right now, but I think I'm making pretty good use of the terrain. That I think I actually am good at. But I think I am just OP in terms of my ability to pin you down.
Okay. I have one option here. There we go. Okay, I might say speed, but I'm secretly the tank. we're gonna utilize the timer here. How do I get more energy? Jeez. Not like that. Not like that. That doesn't do it. Do I have like a timer on that? Oh wow, I can do that a lot.
Yes.
I can do that a lot more than I have been. Okay. Yeah, Charles has been just like chuckling at my ineptitude. Wow, I still didn't win that trade. Please. Oh my gosh, Mark, did you go for a pro gamer move and not pick the beam? I can't believe my eyes.
I didn't pick the beam. I don't remember what I picked because the Gatling gun is just too good.
It seems pretty good. So if you're
doing better at getting around me though. I think you're picking up. Yeah, that's not fair.
Yes. Now I just need to hide into space. My people need me. Oh, yes, the dream. This is what Charles envisioned. Oh, I didn't pin. No. Oh no, I'm below mark. Okay, we just need one more beautiful moment. Okay, see ya. No!
Nice try.
Predictable. No! Died with such honor. Okay, definitely want to try out some new stuff here. Oops.
Charles, you want to join us and show how good anyone can be at this game? Do you know how to you know how to do the parsec
it should
thing?
Be cake box, right?
Yes, that's right.
All right.
All right. You should be in.
Cool. There we go.
Let's try this pit area.
So in the lore, what is the Omni gear?
It is a yeah, that. It's one of those.
The bomb. Okay. Ooh, a bomb and a big bomb and an earthquake? Ooh. Okay, that Gatling gun. Gotta try that.
Yeah, I think we all have the Gatling gun. I mean, actually, if we all pick the same things, that's a good way just to see who's actually better at the game.
Well, Charles is showing us the pro techniques, which is apparently
Uh-huh.
the revolver. Ooh,
Ooh.
and playing a tank. Wow, what a surprise!
I'm probably not gonna play the tank. I'll do speed.
There's definitely like a, if I mean, I like being wily. I generally don't choose health bonuses in games, even when it's smart for me to. But certainly, if somebody is really good strategically, like being a tank can help you just last longer.
Yeah.
Getting real Mario Kart 64 vibes out of this one.
Oh, for real. But I like how you have a conjoined energy for shield and gun. That's cool. Oh, that's a bomb. Oh, okay. That's where the Fidget's particles are from. Gotcha.
Yeah.
No! Don't take advantage. No. Yeah, you get one beam and you're in the wrong place and you're just done. Oh, look at that movement. Gotta believe in yourself, Charles. Oop. Yeah, the more I. Oh, jeez, that was bad. Oh gosh. Ah. Yeah, the more I play, the more I think that rewarding movement with some sort of thing to pick up seems almost core for this guy. I think. What do you think?
Sure. No, I think that makes sense. I think, yeah, there's just without it, it's more onus on having the other player be more aggressive. Kind of.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh no! Stop!
Didn't take you quite as long to get me that time. And there's a couple of things like when my health gets low, I should start being more cautious. But it being way in the corner of the screen makes it a little hard. I think that's true of all these games like this. It's hard to. I always had that problem in Smash. I never really know how much health I have. I don't pay enough attention to it.
Yeah, I was thinking of moving the UI to on the player, but then
even just in a row at the bottom of the screen would probably be a little easier.
Sure.
Because it's when I want to see who has how much health I have, I'm also interested in how much health my opponents have. That's part of the same, because I'm looking for a relative risk situation, and so I kind of want to know both. And so if they're in the same place, I think that's better than in all corners.
Sure.
Having it over top of me is probably also good, but it in a different way. It makes that more easier to see. And then I look at my enemy and I know what they've got. So that's good, even if it's not in the same place.
Oh, jeez.
So I can only ever seem to use one of my things. I don't know what the currency is for either of them.
So the yellow bar is your energy, and your right and left triggers use energy. Because you have the damage head on, you have very little energy, so you can you do a lot of damage, but you can't use a lot of stuff. And the like.
That was a close one, Lane. We both were on pretty low health.
And if I had missed it, I would have died. I know the game. Oh, oh, just lost 20 health. Oh, please. Oh, what?
Oh, I won.
What happened? How did I get sucked into that?
So there is a bomb that
Yeah.
dropped down on there.
Was it like ultra but I seem to get sucked into it. Is that not what you saw?
Oh, I did not see the suck into.
Okay. Yeah, I just thought I was like way on the other side, but all right.
Oh, so I thought I got Lane first, but
Oh no, I'm playing.
No, I got Charles first, as far as I know.
Oh, okay. No, I killed both of you. The last round.
I'm not sure about that one though. Not sure about that. Didn't know this was the take credit for other people's accomplishments stream.
Well, I'm proud because it doesn't happen often.
Oh no. Yeah, Charles, is there like a scoreboard or something at the end of these?
You can turn on that if you turn on like rounds.
Yes.
Then you'll see all like the scoreboard and stuff. But there's not like a built-in. You can just see
okay.
in an endless mode kind of thing.
All right. I hope that my bomb can be like screen wide. If you drop a bomb, can you hit yourself?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, bombs are sweet. Kind of.
Wow, I am really doing great.
Oh, wow.
We were paying attention to each other, not much to...
No! Okay, that does not reach 2 floors very well. Ooh. Does that bomb have like a fully like 3D radius?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, can't... Oop, sorry. Oh, okay.
You got hit with a stray bullet right at the end, I guess.
Yeah. Makes sense.
We want to switch things up, or do the other zone, or should we go back to the pit?
Y'all.
Oh, was that pit just now?
Yeah,
Because
that
I thought
was
the basic was.
Oh,
I thought
sorry.
The basic was a little bit more fun. Yeah.
Should we go back to basic? Yeah, okay. Same for these guys?
Maybe that's just because I picked the wrong jump.
Okay.
Fantastic. So Charles, like, how do you do the menu this good in this amount of time? This is outrageous.
Oh, thanks. A lot of me dealing with menu stuff for multiple years now.
All right. Marky, the first thing that you tried was the try shot, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's probably good. I think I'm just not good with it.
I want to try it. Like, I believe that it could be cool.
When you fan out your, I mean, it's probably good with multiple opponents, right? The thing is I'm always trying to aim directly at you. But the try shot is a sort of insurance against missing. But it's the three bolts are so far apart that I mostly just missed you when I was using it. Like, because I was like aiming in your general direction. In my mind, I was like, I'm going to hit him with 2 of them. It's like a stupid thing to think. But basically, you can only ever hope to hit one enemy with 1 of the 3 shots. So it's basically not much better than just a short-range single shot. Unless you miss your target by 60 degrees, in which case you'll get them.
We start. Okay. There we go. Oh, loving a standard jump. Wow, who came up with this? Oh, if I go to 0 energy, am I just stuck on 0 for a while? It doesn't like
yeah, there's like a
recharge
cooldown.
smoothly. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like I wonder if maybe like hitting people should like recharge your energy or just something. I don't know. So maybe give a little bit of encouragement to like go in. Nice earthquake. I have the dash? Huh. Why do I have a dash instead of a shield? How did I mess that one up?
So your body is the thing that dictates what kind of defensive move you have.
Oh, okay.
And the big bomb has a dash instead of a shield.
The bomb dictates a dash. Oh, of course. Of course. Such are the inner workings of Omni Gear. Oh, get out of here.
I think with this game it needs, and I'm sure you
Oh,
know
no!
this.
Oh, he read me like a book. How did he know? How did he know?
I think that more feedback is good,
Yeah.
right? That's obviously
sure.
a lot of this is obviously temp. That bomb that got me, I walked into it because I'm like, I know the range of a bomb, and I didn't.
Oh, sure.
Oh, Charles is sandwiching himself. Look at this. Look at this guy. So brave. Uh-oh. And yet I'm lower health. Oh ho ho ho. How did he come up with that situation? Unbelievable. Who would have thought of using an earthquake that way? I actually like that a lot. Like you just like push the other person and get him in the corner like that. Oop.
Oh yeah, that is a very good move to try and get them into different situations that make that, especially your super.
Oh no!
Ooh, good.
Give me more energy. I need to try playing. If you play a character with a bigger energy reservoir, do you also regenerate energy faster?
You don't regenerate energy faster, but your pool is just significantly more.
So big. Okay, I see. Got like a big pool. No! It's okay. It's okay. I've got a secret move in my back pocket here. I just need to live. Oh, it's a two-player game. What happened? Is there some sort of bug? I'm not in the game anymore, guys.
Oh, dang.
Beautiful, Mark. Beautiful. Oh, no! What happened?
He had more health at the end.
Yeah.
Oh! Okay. I might need to go back to my my revolving ways. Yeah, because with the tough part with range in this just like genre of game is you always have more like relative range when you're backing up as opposed to when you're going forward. So that's like the defender always has that advantage, unless you have a part that's like specifically good in the corner, like Mr. Earthquake over here. Uh-oh, Sandwich Town. Oh, get him, punish. Oh, shit.
You ran into that.
Who could have predicted? Who could have predicted that the big orange thing would do damage, Charles? Signals here. Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Give me some signposting, dog. I kind of like how I think that your overall DPS is higher if you don't like hit 0.
Oh yes, yeah.
I'd be wrong about that. Oh, the normal jump can't get up on that green platform. That's so funny.
Oh, I just saw it at the end.
It's a huge radius. Oh!
Ooh.
Wow! What a play!
I finally figured out how to use that beam.
What a play!
The trick is you have to aim it at your opponent.
Oh!
I know. I didn't figure that out right away.
Dang, Charles. And the hidden mechanics.
I know, right?
Beam is fun. I like Beam a lot. I kinda wish that there was like just like a quarter second or something of like charging up on it or something.
There definitely needs to be that. That is definitely a holdover of okay, I got it in, and then I never went back to add in the transit or like an anticipation frame, and then I was like, oh
yeah.
A problem. Oh boy.
One thing that maybe there's just a like an answer for this, but like, is there a good way, do you think, to like jump while you're maintaining your aim? I find my thumb leaving the analog stick when I jump. Do I just need to like claw grip here?
Yeah, that's more of a claw grip kind of situation. I am actually working on adding in like rebinding control, so then you can just use whatever you want. But yeah, that's one of
but like, I guess my question is there like a solution to this? Just like generally.
In general, it would just be move it to not face buttons. So you would have it either be one of the triggers or the bumpers to jump. So that's where like bumper jumper comes.
Bumper jumper. Heck yeah.
Halo is where that came from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I've been doing in 3D games lately.
Oh my god, that sentry turret's so painful.
Yeah, you got me for like 70 damage with the beam too. It was out of control.
Ooh, that was good.
Ooh. Could we select parts here?
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, we have a highly educated audience tonight. The upper crust of the Twin Cities gaming area. Can we get some questions for Charles in the chat here? I'm eager to engage this guy intellectually.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, we have This Is Tight coming in. There we go. Coming in hot. Does this remember my most recent settings? It sure looks like it does.
Yeah.
Okay. Revolver or Gatling gun? They both seem so good. I'm gonna try this guy.
I feel like I mean, for my playstyle anyway, I found what I want. I'm not interested in anything else.
Sure.
But the only thing that's disadvantaging me in terms of like my playstyle is that I don't move as fast as I would like, but it's worth it, I think, for the damage boost.
Ooh. Okay, we got ourselves a question here, Charles. Put on your thinking caps. Why the custom robo game direction? And I'll immediately hit start. So we go.
Oh, wow. I got it. Okay. Largely because like I was inspired by custom robo, Armored Core, what you call it? Oh my goodness, Power Stone. Jeez, it's kind of hard to play and talk. Who knew? But yeah, so I was inspired by those things because of one, the song reminded me of those a customization style thing.
It does, yeah.
Oh jeez. Yeah, this has not gone well. It's weird me talking. It's kind of
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
but yeah, so like those were like the root inspirations. The song.
But give us some music theory, Charles. What was it about the music that made it seem like a customization screen?
It's really the drums and the bass. Those two. Oh, jeez.
Okay. We don't need intellectual questions anymore.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, those two things were the things that like really got me.
Nice shot.
In that like mode of like, oh yeah, this definitely sounds like I'm in the.
Oh! Wow, tightening that up. Jeez, I'm on 1 health. Okay.
I believe in you.
Oh, man, I'm glad somebody...
I haven't hit you in a while. You're doing pretty good.
Woo! All right, yeah, I've managed to do 6 hit points of damage. Okay, ooh. And now Mark knows I've got the beam up and he doesn't, so we're just 1 beam away. Oh no! That's the dumbest play of my life.
Yeah. Okay, see, at that point, I just knew to stay back because it's dangerous to get close. It was going to take me a while to hit you long range, but I knew I was going to.
Question from Bit: will the final version have destructible terrain, or is that so far out as to be a feature that's not even been considered at this point?
I
like
haven't
that.
considered doing Destructible Terrain, but I I do want to have in like moving platforms and things like that. So have a more dynamic arena. Also thinking about like environmental hazards. So like there like lava or something like that.
Ooh, nice.
Be like,
nice,
oh
nice.
yeah, if you fall into this pit, then you'll get hurt a little bit. So yeah, I was thinking about that, but nothing in terms of Destructible Terrain kind of thing.
Ah!
Oh, I missed too.
Oh, thank goodness. Thank
I
goodness.
just said, hey,
I'm
let me
so
go and-
lucky. Oh, yeah, show us how that sword technique works.
Yeah, that dash. Got a good
So
chunk
cool.
off me.
Yeah.
Got it. Entry.
Oh, yeah, the spacing moves. Nice, Mark, nice.
Honestly, I think my biggest advantage, I don't know if you guys have for jumps, but this high jump I'm leaning on it really hard.
Oh, I should be using that too. Yeah, that seems great. I wish I was a bumper jumper though. Ah. Like I can jump and aim while I'm moving.
So Charles is like hunting me, and I'm not as good in close quarters. So I think that's a good strategy against me, especially if I miss the big beam shots.
Nice. Run away.
Oh shoot. Yeah, I knew that was not gonna win.
That close quarters strategy does cost you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm very vulnerable to getting beat up, but if I have the speed build, so I'm able to
those
go
trades.
and poke and run.
Gosh. Oh, the trade master! This guy's out. Elementary school recess. Do you have any Pikachus? Oh gosh. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Nice one.
Yes, my only win against you guys comes from cowardice. Yes.
Well, you had the beam ready to go, so I didn't want to get close to you either.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I forgot I didn't have the beam at the start. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. I think it's cool, Charles, that you put like the players at 0 charge to begin with, so you get like more fun stuff popping off towards the end.
Oh yeah, that was definitely one thing I didn't want to have it so that or I guess it was more of like you're doing like a special move in a fighting game than a.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you get the sword hitboxes to feel good? From the chat.
It's a lot of trial and error trying to get good timing and things. I don't know whether or not I've fully gotten that down. I think that there's still some like feedback issues to make it feel better. Because I think that's the biggest thing that I've heard critiques of is that it's just there's a lack of feedback on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel like this is unfair. I'm like actively looking at you all the time, Charles. Instead of looking at Mark.
Everybody's like, "Oh, great, cool."
I'm watching the two of you, and you two are busy with each other.
Yeah, you are scary there, though, Charles, with your zippiness. But you just don't deal as much damage as I expect in every trade.
Yeah, I should probably switch over to instead of having, instead of having my speed, I should have like damage on.
I feel like that should have hit. Oh, okay. I've got 24 seconds to do it, baby. Let's go. Oh, good trade for me. Good trade. I got him like 4 health. Oh. Yes, we're whittling. We're whittling. I feel like I'm out in an Alabama rocking chair right now. I need that high jump. That high jump is so cool. Oh, I'm so slow. No, my one chance. No. Okay, I do want to try that. I do want to try that high jump. I'm definitely honing in on the fun build here, though. Although I feel like my build is specialized against Charles because I have the bomb just to space against him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool. That's cool. I really do think that's you've got some really fun options here that sort of like counter different movesets. Beam is so fun. Okay, Charles, in your mind, is there a moment where you would choose the standard over the high jump?
Not in this version.
Not in this version. Okay.
The one that I'm currently working on, all the jumps actually get a pretty radical change in terms of like how far and how high they can jump and stuff.
Gotcha. One other thing I wanted to talk about with the sword hitboxes feeling good is I definitely think there is one more thing that this game could do, and Charles knows about this. It's not that he hasn't implemented this a dozen times before, but just like having like when somebody gets hit, having them flash, having them shake, having like announcing in like a dozen different ways that you got hit so that you know it happened. But this is just something that's hard to do within the confines of a game jam. Particularly, I find for a 3D game, it's a little harder. And when you're just shaking a sprite around, it's a lot easier to communicate you got hit. Partially because it's just so cheap to recolor like sprites. So we have another question from Faceun Alpha Gameplay and Experiments, and that is, I'm trying not to die as I read. This may have an obvious answer, joined late, but is that yellow bar a stamina bar? Is that what we're calling it?
Yeah, it's an energy bar.
An energy bar, okay. Oh, because we're robots. Okay, that makes sense. Right. People have stamina.
Oof. Oh.
Now, is it correct that the beam does some amount of its damage over time? Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Oof. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Oh, now I don't have a distraction. It's just me. Hello, Charles. Hello. Oh, but how do you approach when I've got the bomb? Because it really is, Charles. It really. Oh, you got the bomb too. Huh?
Yeah, that's how I approach.
Oh, you just like do this like little mail delivery. Oh, hello. Oh, jeez. What a trade. What a trade.
So the earthquake is tricky.
Oh, yes!
No! That was a tie, Charles. You were gonna die. Oh, what a great play from the sword user. That's cool.
Does the earthquake have a radius, or is it just what gets hit with those beige cylinders?
Yeah, the cylinders.
Okay, because you can't really. I mean, I guess you can technically aim it, but it seems like you can escape the damage of an earthquake if you're like at 90 degrees or something.
Yeah, they're definitely like the shortcomings of the earthquake is it's not as far of or it's not as consistent of a hit. It is more of the like you have the ability to hit everybody around you.
Like when I miss shooting the beam, I'm like, oh nuts, I missed, but I totally know it's my fault. When I miss with the earthquake, I feel like I feel like it's not really my fault, even though I could have also aimed. I imagine determines its orientation.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a fair critique.
In general, the earthquake and the beam, because they both kind of come by surprise and require you to pay attention to the other person's, energy bar. I don't know. I like the bomb because there's a bit of a weight on it. It's a trap you set, rather than something you just spring on somebody.
Sure. That's definitely the.
It does introduce a fun kind of surprise to it, and I do feel like when I get hit by one of those, like, oh, I wasn't paying attention to whether they had the ability to do that or not. But I don't know. Sometimes it just feels a little bit more unmotivated, I guess.
Dang it, Lane! Why are you shooting me?
I'm so sneaky. Nobody can see me. It's a two-player game. 1v1. 1v1. No.
Nice job, Mark. We gotta go and attack.
What a team!
We're running out of time.
Way to go, hosts of TCPT.
I hadn't used the turret in a while, so I was kind of waiting for you to get close.
We've got a highbrow intellectual question from the chat. Somebody whose name is Valley Perrier asks, "Where's Dale?"
Well, I mean, I'm not the one to be able to answer that question.
That's a good question. That's always more of a Mark thing.
Yeah.
I think, speaking of highbrow, I think your joke is a little bit too.
Yeah. Are you serious? No.
I didn't get it at first until I looked at the chat.
With our audience, are you serious? There's no way to know, says Slimkey. Okay. I know. I have on good authority that Slemke reads books. Oh! Wow! Wow!
I only hit something with one of those.
Yes.
Shoot.
That joke was the correct level of brow, says Bit. Thank you, Bit. Thank you.
Oh!
Oh, that was smart.
Oh,
that
it's
was
so
smart.
gruesome. So gruesome. Oh man, and now it's. Oh, wait. I have a 2 hit point advantage.
Wow.
I win.
If we play the cowards game, well, then you'll totally win.
Why couldn't we both be equally cowardly, Mark? Why did it have to go this way? Ooh.
Ooh, I hit that on accident.
Oh man, I did not exactly take advantage. Now I'm still 2 behind. Yikes. I like how I can like jump and just shield like. Whoop.
Enjoying that high jump? It's pretty good, right?
Oh, it's so good. Especially since it just executes faster. I can like put my thumb back on the analog stick faster.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. Okay. Ooh, Mark needs to make a big. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was.
That's bad. No.
Oh.
Thank goodness you've got the inferior power.
For some reason, I keep triggering those things a little earlier than I sort of mean to. Like
Interesting.
it's extremely responsive, but then well done. Whenever I hit it, I always feel like I mean to hit it like a little later. Like I almost feel I almost want it to be like click boom instead of it for some reason. I don't know why I feel that way. Yeah, I mean I've definitely learned enough to know not to do that, so it's like my fault. But it's always weird. I always seem to do it a little too early.
Ooh. You know, all this time we've been yammering away about mechanics, and
Charles
somebody
knows
comes
my
in with a
strategy
little
now.
bit of.
Yeah. Every time I'm like, all right, here we go.
It
God
worked like
comes in
twice,
with a
and
little bit.
I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yes. Oops. Wait, Charles, could you tell us about this background here? How did you craft this background?
I went on Unity Asset Store and then clicked Find
Pro tip.
Nebula
Fascinating.
Skybox, and then I was like, yes. This
Would
will
you
work.
would you say that the like run around and Gatling gun is like an OP strat? After seeing 2 professionals at work.
With in this 3-player setup, it's pretty good because
Okay, yeah.
especially because
Oh, because
one
range is
person
so
can
good.
be-
Yeah.
one person can just be totally. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that was worth the trade. One person can
man.
totally just be like, double team. So
Yeah.
you don't have to pay attention to the person that's just constantly spraying.
Flushing me out with sentry. Unbelievable. You can drop a lot of bombs. Holy smokes.
Cool.
I saw you had your full energy there, so I didn't want to get close to you.
Yeah, I was
And then when
trying
you were
to-
coming for me, I'm like, oh well.
Having to approach somebody with the Gatling gun is such a.
Ooh, that was really.
Well,
that was
not.
that was a good. Like I didn't see that coming. Like I'm starting to try to get an idea for like when a good time to shoot that is, and I think that was a really good use of it, even though you've just barely missed it.
Oh man, yeah, just to graze you for like 3 damage.
Oh.
No! All right, we have some important questions about from the chat here. Question from Scott Lemke. He asks, does one measure brow level from sea level or from AGL?
I also feel like that's not really a me question because that really the brow level was a lane.
Really, you're like,
Yes.
sophistication. Let me open up my Rolodex here and call lane dims. That's what I want to do. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving along, we have another question from our good friend Bit, who asks, will the final version have 3D characters, or will they remain the proper number of these?
I actually have been debating that recently, where I was like, I could totally do the. Oh yeah, let's just have.
Oh, nice.
That hurt us both so much, though.
No, I think I missed you.
I think I thought, Mark. Now I could be wrong. I thought that I was at a good old fashioned like 60 health or something.
Oh, okay. So maybe I did hit you.
I'm so scared. I'm so scared. No.
Go
Ooh,
into that.
Charles, is that your second win since when you first got us?
Oh yeah.
I
did
killed me both
one
times. I
win,
think you're better at
earlier.
dealing with this than I am, Mark.
I enjoy more than 2 players because then I can start. It's a little bit slower of a game, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of I'm better suited to that. I mean, you know, when you're 2 players, there can be lots of you know, cat and mouse that can be slow, but the actual action is usually a little faster.
Yeah, man, like this is so easy to say about somebody else's game, but I would just love to know what it would be like if there was like pickups that gave you like your bar refreshes faster, that kind of thing. Not like health pickups, but just like stuff that makes you a little bit better, so that if you own more space, if you're like running away all the time, you get like a different amount.
I'm really down. You guys are gonna get me good.
Oh no!
Ah, I got almost at you.
Wait. Did you ever answer the D question? Wait, Mark has 0 health.
Oh, I was at 7 for a long time. I'm surprised you guys didn't just immediately run for me.
This is also a thing that is fixed in the new version.
Is it? Oh, because it's just rounding down, right?
Yeah,
it's like Mario's. It's Mario's lives, basically.
Very good. All right, so Charles, let me ask you this: is there any topics that you would like to cover, or any like last things that you would like to see before we go?
Quick.
Because otherwise, we could hop over to Scott's game here.
Oh, sure. I guess other topics in terms of like what I'm gonna be doing in the future with this.
Yes.
I'm currently working on a single player mode.
Oh, cool.
Where right now there's like it's kind of a time attack horde mode thing. Where there's a whole bunch of waves, and you're trying to get through the waves as quick as possible, in the like. So,
cool.
I'm working on that, and then there's inside of the versus mode, there's like 3 other modes that are hinted at. They were half implemented before I said I gotta stop working on these before the deadline. So I need to just like go back and like finish implementing those to get that in there. And then the biggest / scariest thing is I'm planning on getting online multiplayer in.
Ooh,
heck
yeah, that's
awesome. I
want
to learn how to do online multiplayer better.
Nice.
And stuff. So I want to do that, and I've noticed that is a one of the biggest hurdles for people to like actually play this game is that you need to have local multiplayer, or you have to understand what parsec is.
Yeah.
And seeing like I've noticed that even with people just like seeing that this is only multiplayer, I can't play. That's where I want to get the single player and the online stuff on.
Yeah, and it seems like the game itself seems pretty well suited to like you don't need to have perfect rollback like a fighting game. Like it seems like there's enough wiggle room that I think you can have a really solid online experience without needing to have all the bells and whistles that some online games do need to have. Like even though it is there's a lot on riding on aiming exactly right and split second this and that. I feel like the game is suitable to not being so tightly demanding in that way.
Yeah, definitely, and that's one thing that I'm hoping to bet on is to be able to say like I don't have to worry about like all of the different like being able to do predictive networking and stuff like that. We'll see whether or not I have to deal with that.
Right.
With that for work. But no, I'm super excited to try and get that stuff in and have it so that like there's somewhat of a way to be able to play this online and things like that. And also I'm working on like more parts and more modes and more.
How much of a pain is predictive? Because like I played a few games that have it. Oh my god, it makes such a difference. It's so good. It's so good.
Really good. It is. Oh man, it is like it's basically rollback advanced. Where you're just saying that like you're more or less saying, hey, the client is trying to say, I just did this thing, and then the server is saying, no, you didn't actually do this thing. So you have to have things in place to be able to say, let's roll that back, kind of thing. But there's like more there are more things involved that are a little bit more cumbersome.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those things where it's easy to say that, and then there's like 100 little like sub parts of it.
Yeah,
Right.
any time that there's like a desync, you have to figure out what exactly you need to do.
One of the things I think I liked, I know that the premise of the game is these multiple configurations, but partly because of the way I play games, I find one thing and stick to it, and that's definitely no different here. But I think the thing that I really liked about it was getting to know the terrain.
Sure.
That felt really satisfying to like know and to be like, oh, I'm in a sticky situation. I know what to do. I jump this way and this way, and like have that sort of process in real time, getting familiar with the stages. And even though there's only 2 of them, coming up with like being fluent in like where's a good place to be when this happens and where's a bad place to be when this happens, is really, really satisfying. I think that having a lot of stages, I think, would do this game very well. That would promote different types of play. Games, levels with tons of columns so that long range play is discouraged. So to encourage players like me to try other weapons, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I would lean more on having more levels than more parts. I think as a way to encourage people to make full use of all the mechanics.
Sure.
Completely agree. My favorite moment of the whole thing, I gotta say, was when Mark like read me like a book. Like I was 100% just like trying to run away from him in a very predictable way, and he cornered me and used the earthquake when I couldn't get away, and that was only something he could do because it was that part of the map that allowed that.
Yeah.
And like that was just amazing, and it changed the whole way that I looked at the game after that point. So I would say, 100% what Mark is saying. I think that more like diverse like map features would sell the game more for me than more parts, because there's still a ton of parts I haven't explored. Like I feel like that's fine.
Yeah, and speaking of that, one of the things that's really nice is I could see when Charles was going for that exact move, and so it's you can read other players and lure them into traps, but there's a ton of move counter move kind of strategy that has nothing to do with firing at each other, and that is so much fun. Like that's, I think, what makes the game sustainable. Like I could play this forever because of that depth. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Okay, we got to welcome to the chat our next guest. This is going to be Scott Lemke. Welcome aboard.
Hello.
Hey, Scott.
So Scott, we haven't talked to you. Yeah, go ahead, Mark.
Charles, do you want to stick around and play Scott's game?
Oh, please do.
Cool. All right, on with the introduction.
All right. So Scott, I think it has been a cool 8 months since the last time we saw your game. Can you give us an introduction to all the new faces here? What game you're working on?
So, quick shout to Mark. If you pull again, if you download again, I did make an update to it.
Oh, okay. Why don't I go ahead and do that while you guys chat?
I fixed a rather, terrible crash bug, actually. So, anyway, so this is Project Drift, working title. It'll be renamed something later. No point in naming a game, a year before it launches or 6 months or whatever. So, it is an asteroid mining game in the theme of, other exploration crafting games. Maybe something like Terraria. Where you are, kind of stranded on a strange asteroid that's inhabited by these strange biomechanical creatures, and you're trying to craft and mine your way to be able to leave. So I have some kind of corny story bits to go along with that maybe later, but I won't ruin those too soon, or people get turned off from the game for having such,
real quick, Scott, did you send me a new link, or is it the same link?
Same link.
Okay.
I do them by dates.
Ooh, you got to do the Starfleet thing. If you do more than one in a day, you attach an A to the end of it. That's how I keep my file straight.
I just have it mark them with the current date. I suppose I could do it with like minutes or something too, but I never actually intended to make more than one build a day. Since I've been, averaging about one build every 3 months or something that I send out publicly anyway.
Right, it wouldn't occur to you that would ever happen.
Yeah.
Now, Scott, I may be misreading the genre of your game, but isn't it the case? Would you say that games like Dyson Sphere Program, Factorio, is that the sort of genre that this game is in?
Maybe just a little bit.
You're kind of more
I do
feeling
tend to
out
have
the base mechanics of the game at this point, correct?
I don't really have any base stuff currently. I was going to have it so you build certain, not necessarily structures, but maybe more like a StarCraft base where you have certain buildings that you create, or certain, gosh, I don't know if there can be buildings, but certain modules you create that would allow you to build certain types of other materials and objects and devices and whatnot. But it's not going to be like Factorio where you're producing stuff. But like Factorio, you're going to have these little drones that fly around and do stuff for you. But they're going to be more like Pikmin, maybe. Where you got little group of them that follow you around. You can give them orders to do stuff. But they are currently more or less turned off in the game.
Everything about this is so beautiful. I love so many of the additions that you've made here. I'm very interested in seeing what the terrain deformation looks like now.
Charles, you should have control if you want to get going. Let me know if it's not working for you.
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
I walked away for a hot second. My pizza just rang at me. So. I didn't time that very well, apparently.
So for people who haven't seen this game before, you have created this way more from the ground up than most other games that we've seen on this program. You've essentially created the engine for this game. Is that correct?
Yes, I wouldn't exactly call it an engine. It's all of like, other than the rendering code, which there's like 800 lines of OpenGL code and a little over 1,000 of Vulkan. Like the rest of the engine is, with air quotes, is like less than 1,000 lines of code. It really doesn't do anything that it doesn't need to do to be the game, right? And there's a lot of libraries that I use that do the sort of things that people are like, don't write your own engine for, like asset loading and stuff like that. So, and then there's weird things that I did make my own libraries for, like that I've used my own libraries for, like some of the threading stuff that just seemed fun to make, and then this was the correct project to use it for, I guess.
I feel like I'm gonna rudely interfere with the high-level talk and just ask, should we talk to Charles about what to do now that he's at 7% power?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I should.
Whoops, no power.
Yeah.
Actually, can I pull up the? Oh no. Okay. I think I'm pretty far behind on the stream, but okay. So Charles, you're playing the game. One of the first things you want to do is hit tab, like it says press to craft.
Oh, that's cool.
And then it'll give you like a list of things you can do, and the UI is terrible. It's very temporary. So that kind of gives you the idea which resources you need to collect. So when you see little chunks of rock floating around, that's the ore. And if you blow up those little glowy bugs, that'll give you the allumium. And if you blow up the ones with the little, they look like bees, sort of. They're worker drones. Those will give you scrap parts.
Oh, sure.
Ooh.
And so, as you're flying around, you'll notice that you can select different tools. There's like the grab tool if you press
one there, yeah.
One. So are you playing with a gamepad, or are you actually playing with mouse?
I'm on a mouse and keyboard.
Okay. So.
On a joystick.
It's had more testing with gamepad, but it does work
I
on
can
mouse
play on a
and keyboard.
gamepad. That's no problem.
So when you pull up the grab tool, you can see there's little flashing circles around the things that you can pick up.
Sure.
And so that's the ore.
Okay.
And if you use the mouse, you can move over and left click on it. And then if you right click, it'll open up the hatch, which right now is just represented by a green circle. And you can left drag onto the hatch and let go, and it will add it to your cargo.
Whoa, cool.
So it's kind of a bit of a dance where you left click and then right click to open the hatch, and then drag and then release.
Okay.
I haven't decided if I'm in love with that control scheme, but after you do it a couple times, it does become. I like the visceral feeling of like grabbing and dragging things, because I've played a couple games like that where it feels kind of nice. And then there are also, oh yeah, I see you've pulled out a power node now. I think I'm like probably 10 seconds behind on the stream. The power nodes, as you are doing those, I'll give you little guides about where you can place them. So if they're too close, they give you a red line. If it's blocked, it'll give you like an orange line, and it'll show you where it's like hits terrain or something. And so you make a network out of those, and those are what you use for like pathfinding for your drones and such.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, cool. Hey Scott, one thing I'll say is if you've got Parsec, you can join us on Parsec. Like I'm connected to Cakebox on Parsec here, and that lets me like watch in real time as the stuff is going down. It's a little better than YouTube.
Yeah, I used to have it installed. Let's
Comment from Faison Alpha Gameplay and Experiments. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Faison. Loving the color bloom. The atmosphere here feels super cozy. Did you go out to make a cozy game, Scott?
No, although this is the first biome that'll appear in the game, and I kind of call it the light biome because everything kind of glows, and there's glowy bugs that fly around and such like that. Yeah, the idea was to make it a little bit easier, so it's not like a dark area. You know, kind of like Terraria when you're exploring in caves, you got to bring torches with you everywhere.
No, sure.
One question that I had for you is in Terraria and also in Factorio, there's definitely moments where you get like it's more stressful. There's more like sort of time pressure. There's actually enemies going after you in those games. Is this gonna be like that? Are there adversarial elements?
Yes. At the moment, I only have like the two initial enemies turned on. There's the glow bugs and the worker bugs, and the worker bugs. I was going to make them get aggravated if you attack them, but at the moment they do nothing. Oh, so Charles, when you're picking up those nodes,
Sure.
you see when the line turns green. Oh, okay, you figured it out already.
Oh.
Downloading Parsec.
Okay.
Yeah, Charles in the past was pretty dumb, but he was younger then.
I do like that there's a certain I want to almost say of like obtuseness to like all the like interface and visuals, and then once you figure it out, it like clicks into place, and we're like, oh, that's how that works. And like I think that's good. I think you'll be tempted to try to really over explain it as you further develop. But there is something about this game because it's not asking you to take a lot of action right away. It won't punish you for sitting still. So I like that it's that you discover it, you know? It's not the right approach for a lot of games, but I think it works really well here.
I did have a tutorial at some point that would like flash little messages and wait for you to do the thing and then tell you the next thing you do and enable the next feature.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have time to like rebuild that since I've changed the game a lot since the last time I had the tutorial in the game. So another thing that's probably not obvious to Charles maybe, that power nodes that you're placing let you expand your network so that you can explore further without running out of power. Because as soon as you leave the power network, you start dropping in power.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's how that works.
Yeah, I thought maybe it was being clever when I came up with it. Apparently there's like a dozen other games that do the exact same mechanics. So Martin pointed out that like, oh yeah, that's exactly like not No Man's Sky, it's another like exploration game in space.
Yes.
I'm blanking on the name.
Are there Astroneer or something that has
Astroneer, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Man, I love it. Now here's a question for you. Like if you've got adversarial elements here, do they like interfere with your connections at all? With your nodes?
I was thinking maybe there might be enemies that like do attack the power network somehow, but at the moment, no.
Man, it feels like
just the two enemies, the glowy ones and the bee-looking ones. So the drones.
Yeah, I guess I don't need to dwell on that too long, but I was just thinking like, man, like that actually seems like it would be horrible. Like if players had to like build redundancy into the system so that they would like be able to account for attacks on it like that just seems like it would be really tedious. Can you still cut into the walls in this game?
You can, but you have to build the laser first. I was going to make
cool.
it so that the like how you escape from the safe starting area is that you actually have to cut your way out using the mining tool. So.
Oh, super clever. I love that. Ooh.
Okay. So
Charles
does
is
it
taking
have to
some
have
risks.
like line of sight, kind of?
Well, you're in a
Yeah,
rough
sorry,
spot.
I'm still
You
trying
have to be far enough away, right?
Yep, you got to be far enough. Yeah, so I was talking with Andy about this earlier this morning. He was playtesting the latest thing this morning.
Yep.
I made it the minimum distance requirements. You can't just put like 50 bajillion nodes like all right next to each other, because that felt like a bad idea in making a graph-looking thing. But it also ends up being kind of tedious sometimes that you can't just put nodes down where you want. Although once you know how it works, I find it kind of satisfying to like shift things around to like solve the puzzle of how do I get it around this corner. But
Yeah.
I'm still not convinced that's a good idea in the game. So, you do have the gun. Okay, I was gonna say maybe the next thing you should do is craft the gun, but you already did. I wasn't paying attention.
I mean, we're talking about Charles McGregor here, of course.
Right. He's actually figuring out with no instructions.
Oh yeah.
Busy talking about other stuff.
Well, and of course, beelining for the gun, of course.
Yeah, of course. That's what I'm known for.
Yeah, I think a tutorial to this game should be a light touch, just enough so you know what button does what, and kind of let players kind of like the have it revealed to them. I think it is a good idea to remove that minimum requirement, because players may put things too close together, but then when they start to run out of them, then they have to solve the puzzle of how they can stretch them out as far as possible. And I think that's a little more satisfying in that instance than having to do it right away.
Oh, interesting. Oh, Mark, that's really interesting. So you could have like the beginner node or something that had just shorter range or something, and it had like a very small minimum range. And then you could have like the advanced node or something that had much longer range, much more efficient, much more durable maybe, but like has that minimum thing. So once you've kind of mastered some of the things, you can start dealing with that puzzle.
Well, I mean, that's one way to handle it. I think that's not a bad idea to have different types of things for later mastery. But I was thinking more the case of like the reason that Scott was saying is he wanted to have that minimum is so people wouldn't just put them right next to each other. And I think I would say that's not a bad thing. Players would then soon learn when they run out of nodes that they should spread them out a little bit more. And I think that's a teachable moment there, rather than forcing them to do it when they don't know why they have to do it.
Well, okay. So one thing is, at the moment, the nodes are like mildly expensive to make new ones. I think I'm going to change the recipe so it's just the ore that's floating that regenerates all the time.
Yeah.
And the lumen from the glow bugs. It's really easy to get.
Yeah.
But so they're supposed to be pretty easy to get. They're basically like torches or something like that in Terraria, where you make 100 of them at a time or something, right?
Oh, okay.
And it was just kind of just to force people not to make a giant mess. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good idea. They might figure it out themselves that like, oh, maybe this is terrible if I make an S, so I shouldn't.
Yeah.
How do I join the parsec thing?
You have to be friends with IGDA, and then you have to request access to the machine, which is Cakebox. And when you do that, I need to take control back from Charles to click the right things.
Okay, sure.
I'll let you know when that happens.
All right. Well, I added a friend then.
All right.
In the meantime, Charles, what is your current objective? What are you trying to accomplish here?
So right now, I am trying to craft the mining laser.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
But I'm not entirely sure how to get the power supply stuff. Do I just like pick up
hit the menu again? It's one of the first two items. It just requires scrap.
So it's not a thing to pick up. Gotcha.
Oh,
yep,
man.
it's just a intermediate product or whatever.
Sure.
All right, Scott, I got to you as a friend so you can request access in the computers tab of Parsec.
Oh, I gotta confirm my email address.
Oh no.
So that beginner area concept that you mentioned, Scott, is that implemented right now? I just asked because this felt kind of big.
This is basically all there is. There's only one biome, and it's, I don't know, like a 1/100th of the size of the entire map. If Charles flew, like for 20 seconds in any particular direction, there we go. Now I got it loaded. He would find the edge of the map. It would just sort of run out, and all there would be was, empty background layer for him to see.
Ooh.
So that's kind of all it is right now. Is just there's nothing on the map that's interesting. It's all just empty space except for right in the middle.
Well, Charles, do you have that laser? Like, can we see what that looks like?
Ooh. Let me get some more power supply. Getting close. I should
Getting
probably
close.
also get some optical parts because lasers.
Yeah. What if you can give us an exclusive reveal here, Scott? What is the second biome gonna look like?
Oh, actually, I don't need to. Charles, hit the tilde key on the keyboard.
Okay.
Hit the graphics menu.
Ah, amazing.
And go to radioactive. It shouldn't. Oh, there we go.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, I don't actually have the second biome implemented, but you can just see what the graphics look like. It's all just kind of procedurally
Ooh, that
splattered
parallax
down
is
everywhere.
pretty good. It's very subtle.
Yeah. Oh, that's
it's
amazing.
It's a little more obvious on this biome because there's more
Yeah.
texture to the background.
How is the transition between them gonna work?
I haven't necessarily figured that out yet. It's just going to be like splat mapping sort of thing where it just blends from one to the other. It's not going to be very interesting, probably.
Perfect answer. I was kind of wondering more on the technical level. Splat mapping makes sense. Oh, this is gorgeous.
I think I'll probably dither it on a per pixel thing. Will kind of fit with the visual theme with the pixel art type stuff. Oh, the art, by the way, is made by Will Tice, Untitled Games guy that makes. He shows up at all the conventions with Atmocopter and stuff. So this is all his art.
Are you kidding me? Now, did he go ahead and do the albedo and such on all these little sprites?
Yeah. So kind of how it works is he's been drawing the albedo for them, and we've been using various tools to generate the normals out of them. They're kind of like off-the-shelf, products that you can use. It takes a bit of tweaking to kind of make them look like they fit with the rest of the lighting of the scene, because you can get them too strong or not. And one of the things is initially when he was sending me graphics, they were lit from a particular direction, the up direction or whatever. And I was like, well, wait, no, because when you basically to generate the normals, it's just embossing the image, and it takes the alpha, embosses that, and then the brightness and embosses that, and kind of mixes the two together to make a normal out of it. So it's kind of all smoke and mirrors, but it looks good enough. And but you kind of have to shade them from the top down. So if you are looking at the screen from the top, from the Z plane and the the 2Ds, the XY plane, if that makes any sense, you got to shade them from the middle out instead of from the top down or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I feel like that was one of those things where his natural thing was make these look make them look good, like they're lit, and I was like, wait, no, we can't do that, because when you generate normals for them when they're lit that way, it looks kind of weird. And I have so not all of the art is made by him. The stuff that looks really mediocre and placeholder is mine, like the power nodes and the ship. If you see them without any lighting on them, they're just entirely flat and ugly, and with the lighting, they kind of look okay. So I'm kind of proud that technical wise, I was able to work around my own limitations. But it looks even better with an artist that knows what they're doing too.
Yeah. I was gonna say, first, sir, that ship looks pretty great. But second of all, the fact that you would trust a developer to create the asset that you can't not look at the entire game. That's very bold. Is Will gonna take a crack at the ship at some point?
Yeah. So I've kind of just started up by asking him to make some biome graphics and stuff like that. At some point I need to have him make a list of all the icons and stuff in the game. For the crafting menu needs pictures in it, so it's not just text, and all the items that you can find need graphics. So yeah, he made the creatures and all the decorations on the terrain and the terrain itself.
Mm. Mm.
And then there's a lot of stuff that's just like placeholder stuff, like the green circles and red circle. That's all just kind of debug drawing because it was easy.
Well, chat, Pinky's out and Monocle's up because we need some more highbrow questions for Scott here before we let him roll. Although Scott, I'm hoping that you'll stick around for our next game. We need somebody of this intellectual caliber to dominate on Glom. Please stick around.
Ooh, what the? Oh, it's 8. Okay.
Yeah, Charles, you can stick around for Glom, right? You can come up with sentences that don't have E's in them.
Oh, I might need to hop off in 10 minutes.
Gotcha. So why would I want to go to this other biome? What is there in that biome that is going to that I'm going to be looking for?
Oh, I mean, so it's going to be a game progression thing, right? There's certain resources you can only get in that second biome. In the early biome, you'll get like really low level resources. Like right now, I just have it called ore. It's the tier 1 material that you make stuff out of.
Yeah,
and you have to go to the next biome to get better stuff, to make better items, to progress through the game. And there'll be more difficult enemies. At the moment, like when he switched the graphics, all it did was switch the rendering of it. There is no other biome. There's no other creatures to interact with. So,
Charles, could you give us a little demo on how this laser miner works? You can I believe just like turn that sucker on and just like start plowing through terrain. Is that correct?
He does have to build it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So he needs
looks
like 3 more of those worker drones, like the one that's right there. There's 2 of them to his left there now. And then look, 4 more ore. I'd say it's a little bit easier once you get the better weapons. It's already so close. Like you might as well just go straight for it.
Right. Sure. When you hit do you have to hit those bugs multiple times?
Yeah. So the light bugs, I think they take 2 hits, and the worker bugs they take 4.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious because I was looking at like that one that he had to hit 4 times, and I couldn't personally tell that he had hit it. Like I was wondering, like, is this the sort of game where you're going to like include some sort of like I guess there is a little hit confirm, right? There's that like red circle. But what are your plans for that?
Yeah, like in general, like the game is missing a lot of feedback about how things are supposed to work. I don't know if I would draw health bars for things, but I'm not opposed to it either. I guess it just kind of depends on feedback.
Well, I think another tricky bit is the weapon. It alternates left and right, and so you can't. Actually, keeping track of that is a little tricky. And because they're so far apart, and you're shooting at things so close to you, that it's a little harder to hit things. And then that leads to I don't remember if I hit it or not.
Yeah. So actually, like the next level weapon, this is the rusty cannon. If you get the cannon, it quickly, it fires 4 shots in rapid succession, out of all of the little barrels. And then you can get the one up from that does even, just, you can kind of just keep pulling the trigger, and it's just a constant stream of stuff. But
if you do want to keep that alternating shot be kind of like the crappy weapon, I think a usability concession you might make to it is highlighting which barrel is about to fire.
That's interesting. I haven't considered that. Yeah, because it draws those 4 little reticles on the screen. That's where all the different barrels fire. It could highlight the one that actually fires.
So one thing you'll notice
here.
Oh my god, that looks so cool.
One thing you'll notice is like the way that I'm drawing like decals and stuff on the terrain is it's just checking some random noise and then splatting them down. So as he's digging, it like those crystals are moving around and new decals will show up because it's.
Oh really?
Yeah, I kind of wrote that code quickly today to just splat stuff down and draw it into the game. It just kind of loops over the screen area and uses like a a sampled noise function, so it always gives you the same values back of where to place items and what frequency and that sort of thing.
All right, referee, yellow card to Scott for being unnecessary humbleness. This looks friggin' awesome. I don't care. Oh, okay. I see what you mean. When you dig in, it's like, yeah, should there really be crystals there? But like, it does look so cool.
Yeah.
Well, no, like the crystals are like actively moving while he digs, like they're along the surface, which is not really like, it's just sort of an implementation detail because I kind of rushed that today, but
yeah.
Well, and in other biomes, those decals would be like sloping rubble or something, which might make more sense to change like that.
Oh, yeah, good point. Sure. Can we see what the first biome looks like with you digging through? Is there just gonna be like those decals growing on the walls the same way? Ooh, yes, there are. Okay, this does look a little weirder here. I gotta say, because it's like, wow, plant life grows up real fast in this biome.
Yeah.
Charles, is that you waggling back and forth, or does the waggling happen when you're lasering?
It is happening when I'm lasering.
Ooh.
So, if you push forward while you're digging, it like kind of pushes you forward. But if you do it more slowly, it's kind of you'll see like it burns the laser back and forth to make the tunnel of that size.
Yeah.
I don't know if I necessarily like that. I was trying to make it like be a more animated thing. One thing I always found kind of like silly and boring about Terraria is like you individually click on tiles to dig them out, and I'm like,
true, yeah.
Want something a little more free-form feeling. That was one of the things that I did. That was experiment with that was just having like the ship dig out a hole that's big enough for your ship to go through without having to like individually click on several different tiles. So.
Charles, can you dig like so that to create the world's tiniest wall so that we can all mock Scott for how silly his decals look? Okay. Oh, dude, that laser blast is just so cool, though.
I know. How we mock?
Like, how do you mock this when that lighting looks so good? Jeez.
Oh, it's easy. You mock the person for coming up with a new way to draw like normal map stuff in a 2D game because they were frustrated, with the existing options.
Yeah, I'm sure there's nothing in this that other people would like to use for their own projects.
I've been meaning to write a blog post about it. It kind of goes along with the shadow stuff that I wrote posts about.
Yeah.
Like, gosh, almost a year ago. It was September. It's like 8 or 9 months, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of a good article. I still think about those on a regular basis. Can you laser and kill bugs with that? Does the laser do any damage?
You can't. I don't really think I haven't decided if that should or not. I guess it should. Like in Terraria, you can shoot or you can
hammer
hurt
at
enemies with with hammers and wood axes. Like you don't really want to, but in a pinch it works.
One way to avoid it is to just write a little AI for the bugs that they just zip out of the way when the mining laser goes, so that thematically it makes sense, but also it removes the mining laser from being a weapon. Yeah.
It just looks so hot. Like I feel like the bugs should be burning up. That's the quality of brain that you're getting from me at the moment. But it just feels like it should be doing damage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if they sort of scatter, then that sort of makes some sense, and you can even get some emergent gameplay out of it.
Oh yeah. Oh, speaking of which, just I guess the like adaptive nature. I mean, I know that you have had this for a long time of the thrusters to naturally push you in the right direction, like with the thrust that you would actually need. That looks amazing. And I'm wondering, do you have any more future plans for for thrusters? Because it just seems like such a unique part of this game.
No, in fact, right now I kind of toned them back a bit because people found the controls frustrating, so I just made them tighter controls that ignored some of the physics.
Okay.
And so it really is just more of an animation thing at this point. But I do like the way that they kind of look, and they're very reactive, and it's a very fancy procedural animation or whatever, right? It looks very satisfying, but I feel like this is the wrong sort of game to make that gimmick any more complicated. But yeah, I do way more math than I'd like to admit to figure out how to do those thrusters. It was another thing where I had to figure out, like, how do you solve, it turns out it's, a big linear equation that's, you need a fancy solver to do.
Oh yeah, well, just like completely random, but like it just reminds me of like watching the I think it was like the second episode of Battlestar Galactica or something where you see like the ship land for the first time, like a fighter land inside the big ship for the first time, and just be like, wow, this show actually respects physics. I love this, and just like it forms like an attachment to it that maybe the plot of the show or whatever doesn't even deserve, but it's a little thing that is done so perfectly that really makes you appreciate it. I don't know. It just makes me like the experience you're producing here more.
Sure, it's a detail I really like too, but I also spent a lot of time like figuring it out. So.
Yes.
I don't know if that necessarily means it was a good use of time or something, but
In Charles's game, you press A and you're in the air now.
Fancy controls, or rather tight controls are good though. With
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh yeah.
Although I don't know, I guess I come from a lot of like simulator. I like a lot of simulator type games, and I don't know, I fly model airplanes and drones and stuff like that, where kind of the fun of them is learning what their limits are and how to fly them with that anyway. Because like airplanes, if you fly them too slow or you turn too fast, or like they stall and then they want to crash. No one wrote the controls for them to be as easy as possible. To some extent, you can do that by designing the airplane better, but I don't know. It's kind of I like the idea of simulator games where there's some joy to be had about learning how things work and then applying that to be able to play the game better. But again, I kind of dumbed down the controls a bit. Well, that's the wrong term. I didn't dumb them down. I made them more accessible, because even watching, like people that I knew that they initially sat down with the game and they're like, I feel like I could just move tighter and like turn better. And so I was like, I kind of just always made it respect the rate that they wanted and not the limits of the physics or something, because it didn't make it more fun. It just made it more nerd worthy or something, I guess. So
how are you feeling about the controls, Charles?
I like them. I think that right now I kind of like the tightness of it. I can understand a scenario where you wouldn't want to have or where you would want to respect like the physics of it and being like super momentum based and things. I think that would be, or I understand where you're coming from there, but I personally like the tighter controls here.
Yeah.
Maybe like having some hints at like the physics of it, maybe just like a light touch.
And I might add an option later. Have like in the preferences you can turn on simulation style controls for people that like that sort of thing. But I would probably default to them being off. So.
Well, as a game with crafting and upgrades, honestly, and to fit with your interests in drones and airplanes, you could start out with very simulating controls, and then you can upgrade to have the ship compensate, like a drone does. And you can.
I kind of thought about that, but I feel like that's
kind of math that you could write.
Yeah, I feel like that kind of punishes the new user, though, right? Like you don't want to make the game start out being hard. You want to. You want it to start out being easy, so that, so you don't lose.
Maybe it's a case of like, if you move too fast, then it starts to become more reliant on you to take note of the physics and the simulation. But if as you start out and you're just moving around a little slower, maybe one of the early upgrades you get is a speed boost, and that is hard to use. But normal speed is perfectly easy. You know what I mean? You can find a way to make it scale.
Actually, now that you said speed boost, there's a couple hidden controls that there's absolutely no indication that they work that way. So Charles, if you it's like you're in shoot mode now. If you press the left key, you'll go back to flight. Okay. Press the left again, you'll go back to flight mode. And it'll give you like a pair of chevrons in front of the ship. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so that's flight mode.
Nice.
While you're doing that, hold down the right trigger, and it'll
Yeah.
give you like an afterburner boost, so you can move fast. Because there's
Oh.
nothing that prevents your ship from moving faster, other than it makes it difficult to fly. So when you press the right trigger, it lets you with the right trigger or with the right stick.
Sure.
So if you use like the right stick and then pull the trigger, you'll move in the direction that you're pointed, and then you can also use the left stick to add to that, which is a really temporary control that I've never bothered to document right now. But you can use it to move around faster, because there's nothing that, if it's truly in space, there's nothing that prevents you from accelerating more, other than
Sure.
it becomes hard to control, so it limits
Yeah.
the speed that you can move.
Sure.
And if you're near your power network and you hold the left trigger, it'll actually do an autopilot
Oh, nice.
function that'll bring you back home. Right now, it just brings you back home specifically. But
Oh, that's cool. I like that as an upgraded feature. I can imagine environmental challenges like, zipping past flowing lava, and you need to use that engine to do it. It becomes a little bit more of a gameplay challenge.
yeah, well, so it's just one of the things is you end up going back home a lot. So I figured, like, at least for testing, I don't know if I'll keep the feature necessarily, but like,
Sure.
it's nice to have a thing you can just pull that just brings you right back home, so you can do the crafting and transfer items and stuff. Because I guess I hadn't really talked about that. One of the features that the game doesn't really have implemented yet, it kind of does, and it apparently doesn't work anymore. Andy was asking about that this morning. There's gonna be like these little Pikmin-like drones that follow you around, and they will be normally taking stuff from your inventory and bringing it back to the base, so they can be used to create things. And then when you build things, they'll also bring things back to you. So if you're out exploring and you build new power nodes, they'll actually bring and deliver them to you so that you can use them. Which, yeah. Because one thing I wanted to avoid in this game that I don't like in similar games, like pick on Terraria again because it's one of the $1 million selling games of the genre or whatever. You have an inventory where you can carry like 50 tons of dirt and 10 tons of metal, and it uses this giant inventory with all this crap that you spend a lot of time walking back to your base and then like unloading everything and sorting into 50 different chests. By hand, and then deciding that you want to build stuff and pulling it back out of the chests to build. Like, I don't like that part. So I just wanted it so that you have the inventory on the left-hand side of the screen. There's 4 slots, and once you fill those up, you have to go back home and empty them. But once you get the drones will just do that for you. So you can just keep picking stuff up and they bring it home, and it just gets rid of the like manually sorting stuff into chests mechanic, I guess, if you would call it, that I've just never really enjoyed in this sort of game.
Sure. Well, unfortunately, I do have to head out. I am getting pinged, but this was a lot of fun. I'm very interested to see where this goes. I'm just gonna keep going.
Yeah, I want to see how close you get to the edge before you have to go, Charles.
Okay.
Oh, it won't take very long. The world's, gosh, I don't know. It's there he found
We beat
the edge.
the game!
Yes!
There'll be an endless number of like bugs and minerals you can pick up, but actually, if he keeps flying, he probably doesn't have enough power.
Crash
to
it. Crash it.
It will totally crash if you go to the upper right or the upper
Use
or
the
right
boost,
edge of
Charles.
the game. So
Boost.
yeah, boost.
Yeah. Oh crap! There.
Laser it, Charles.
There you go. Faster.
Come on! 10! Oh. I have to see this crash. You have to beat him, Charles.
No!
Oh,
Well.
God, it's just like watching you with the sword. Oh, it's so sad.
All right. Well, I have to go, y'all. But
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, Charles.
All right. Well, thank you for being my victim.
Lane,
this is amazing. Like, I want so much more content out of this. Like, I realize that is like the like entry level response here, but man, this is exciting. I love the collection system. It has come so far from the last time we saw this.
Lane, you want to take the wheel for a couple more minutes before we sign off on this one?
Sure. And meanwhile, we're prepping some glom in the background. Do I hear correct? Oh, I can just seize control. Oh, this is cool. Where's the power? Where's the power? I'm gonna die. No.
Yeah, there's not really a penalty right now. It just resets your position. So.
If I've learned anything from games I've been playing recently, you need like a brutal, extremely long "you died" sequence when you lose power. Where is my ability to shoot?
I'm just imagining the.
Okay, so if you look at the tools, okay, so you're not using the keyboard, so it's got gamepad controls now.
Oh yeah, correct.
Gamepad? It doesn't matter.
I don't know.
Yeah, so you can switch to the different modes using the D-pad on the gamepad, and they're all in the upper left-hand corner of the screen.
Oh yeah. Oh, this is just what we're doing. This is a cozy stream now. We're just lo-fi lasers to study you right now.
So maybe this is a good time to ask. So a lot of the controls, it's when you're in the flight controls, like you are right now with the little chevrons in front of you. The left stick moves you around, and the right stick turns you in a direction. A bunch of the others, like the digging mode, left will move you around still, and right moves the cursor around, I guess, the reticle. And if you push the reticle out past its end, it will also pull you towards it. So like let go of the left stick for the moment.
Okay.
And now just move the right stick around and fly just using the right stick.
Oh, no way. Oh,
yeah,
that's
so
cool.
People seem to like that once I tell them, but it doesn't seem natural for them to figure it out.
I would never have figured that out. Also, it's interesting that they kind of fight each other. Like if I push them both in the same direction, I definitely go faster than if I just do this. Do they add to each other? No, they can't.
They do. Again, like the velocity of the ship is really only limited to prevent it from being difficult to fly.
Oh, lights off. Hell yeah.
I think that might be a case where you want to consider if you do want, like, how many modes of a control do you want to give the player, because then they may not know what the best way to, you know what I mean? Like that might be one too many options, it seems to me.
Yeah, and like the grab does the same thing. Like if you just use the right joystick to move, like you can pull the ship around using the cursor as you're like trying to grab stuff, which makes it significantly easier to grab things.
Yeah.
Than using both of the joysticks at the same time.
Right. You could play this on a single joystick gamepad or with a D-pad or something with just those controls. But I don't think you intend for anyone to play it on anything other than twin stick gamepad or mouse and keyboard, right?
I'd like to grab this.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, I'm gonna try to figure out how to grab something. Gun.
Pow. The tutorial does mention how to do this, but yeah.
Oh no.
So there's the grab tool. I'll give you that hint at least.
Okay. Ooh, we got the grab tool. That's the right D-pad, and now I can glue it to myself. Ooh,
yep.
Okay.
So in the finished game, like there'd be a little grabber arm that like comes out of the ship.
Oh,
I don't have graphics for it, so right now it's just a green circle.
Well, I can now drive
placeholder
using
graphics.
this. This is amazing. This is everything. Okay, so can I now like open up? Oh, oops! I totally went out of grabbing mode. Okay, so I got a thing to grab.
Remember, each tool has two modes. You got two triggers.
Oh,
I'll just give you that hint.
Oh wow! Okay. I hope that you're voicing the like tutorial like robot in this game, because that was a great hint. That was expert. Okay, we're gonna. Oh no, we can't shoot them with that. The cool way. We're gonna shoot them with this. Okay.
I gotta practice my tutorial voice. Now press the right trigger to. Oh, maybe that's a little.
Not British enough. You're not British enough. You can't get that to work. Oh, come on! You little piece of shit.
Like I said, you can use just the right joystick to move the reticle around. It'll pull the ship with it, which may or may not be easier.
Oh, okay. That's really interesting. Okay, let's try committing some California Penal Code 187 here. There we go. Now, come on, give me some stuff. Give me some stuff.
You got to use your aiming.
It's a little punishing when you destroy it. It's a little punishing when you destroy a bug and then the thing that it drops flies away from you because you pushed it.
Yeah, that was another thing I was talking with Andy about.
Oh, yeah.
It's really easy to hit things and make them go really flying away.
I'm fat.
Oh. It is possible to get stuck, sort of. Well, okay, you have the digging tool, so never mind.
Oh, can I grab the bug and just like force choke them to death with my grabber arm?
No, but that was another thing. I kind of want to make everything in the game grabbable. Like, allow you to grab. Like, not put them in your inventory, baby, but you should be able to grab them at least. Wouldn't that be satisfying?
Yeah.
Oh, it would be. Also, yeah, just being able to like take an annoying bug and just
as
jam it
like
against the wall,
a
please.
play with a toy kind of thing. Like maybe if you grab a bug, you can just move them around, but you can't. You have to let them go eventually. You know.
So satisfying. I love the gun. I don't like the
That's the level
grabbing.
3
Maybe
gun.
I'm just like baddie like clumsy clumps, but like I cannot grab these things.
Okay.
Please,
Well,
sir.
and so that's one of the things that like
Sweden,
you should be. The plan is that you'll get the drones pretty early on, and they do a lot of the. Whenever there's stuff floating around you, they'll just grab it for you.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's craft.
What I'm imagining anyway, but
how do I drone? Oh, I don't have a drone. Okay. Wait, cargo? Cargo? Oh, I can't click the cargo. Okay.
Well, you can if you have a mouse.
I can give you a mouse
The
controller.
UI does require using the mouse, unfortunately.
Oh shoot. Okay, that's a bit of a bumski here. Okay.
You've got mouse control now.
The UI is very temporary at the moment.
All right. Well, our friend Bit just came back, so I'm gonna show him some of this. Melting Velveeta cheese. Does my power go down at all faster while I'm using the laser?
Not at the moment. It's a set rate, but that.
Okay.
That's sort of the plan. I don't know if it'll be fun or
well,
satisfying or not. But
here's my argument.
Yeah, when you're using power, it should use more power.
Here's my argument to you, Scott. Yeah, well, that is sort of the thing. But I also sort of think that like what that would do is it would reinforce that like you are an explory sort of boy here, and if you're gonna go all cutty mode, that means that you are. It makes it more of a trade-off that like I'm gonna cut my way through everything.
Well, it also means that
and like you are supposed to be expanding. You are supposed to be expanding that power network, and if you don't, like you can't do certain things, like use the high-powered laser, for instance, maybe.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
So true. Meanwhile, oh wait, I'm not gonna be able to reach an edge like this. Oh wow.
Yeah, or if you're like running low on energy, like it's one of those things where you should be like, oh, I should go straight home and stop using the high power devices. Like, I don't know. I don't necessarily think it would be unfun. I just haven't tried it yet. So
I want there to be a boss or something that has like a ton of like little minions or something, and the correct move is to just like rake them with the laser like this. Just like you're driving in one direction, you're raking in the other. Oh, the drift strat.
I never considered that they're like. Okay, so I say it a lot, but like Terraria, like I do want there to be bosses that you fight that like is part of the reason that you go from like a biome to another, to get certain items or something, right? That they give you certain resources. That's the only way you can get them.
Wait, are you talking about a game that has high and low moments of engagement? No, Scott, you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, this is by far the most complicated game I've ever attempted to make. Most stuff I've made is much smaller. Like even like some of the mobile games I've worked on was.
Excuse me, I've seen your credit on Verdant Skies. You can't pull the wool over my eyes, buddy.
Yeah, that was like 99% Andy though. I helped out with some of like shadery type stuff, but that was not me doing story or implementing any of the complicated gameplay in it for sure.
Okay, just making stuff look pretty.
Yep. I was doing other contracts at the time, so that like we had we could afford to make Verdant Skies while working on other stuff. So there's this. Yeah, and this is me wanting to make my game. Andy got to make his game. Now I want to make my game.
Oh, I hope it works out for you. I gotta say, there's been a few moments where I've been able to like sort of be like, I see a bunch of bugs in a hallway and just like go to town, like shooting them. That is so satisfying. Like I really like the combat in this. I'm looking forward to there being more antagonistic dudes in the game.
Yeah, I want to make a lot of like unique but not that unique weapons. Again, I repeat myself, like Terraria, where there's just like you end up finding like a recipe or something like that for a very like different type of weapon that does some fun effect or something. I don't know. Obviously, I haven't thought that through before like the 2 seconds before I said that. So
yeah. All right, Mark, shall we make our transition over to the audience participation game of the evening?
Well, actually, I think we might want to end early tonight because we don't have Dale with us. I think Dale was going to run some updates to Glom, but we don't have those updates in front of us. So I think we might save that one for a future event.
Oh, we don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Oops. Let me get rid of my little participation request messages. There we go. All right, we're back here. Sure. I suppose we could end early. Yeah. Unless
Jason Fitzer's not doing his game today.
I was very sad he had to cancel.
Okay.
By the way, his game is it's a treasure. Like, it is so fast of a board game. I really love it, and I'm so sad he couldn't be here tonight. Like, it's one of the most interesting like game dev stories I've heard. I want to save that for him, but basically, he like had a extremely complicated concept that he brought here, and it was very intricate, and he was feeling very down about it. And then I think that he like had a dark night of the soul about that game, and sort of changed it like enormously. I think that he cut about like 98% of the rules out of it, or something like that. I don't know if you've played it, Mark, but like, goodness, he cut it to the bone in just the perfect way, and it's now an extremely exciting game. I can't wait for him to be on. Anyhow, like, I suppose, we could wrap this up early. We could go over to a round of my game, but I've been playtesting that to death. So I suppose we could call it for the evening.
Yeah, I think it'll be a. We always think like maybe we'll end early this time, and we never do. So let's make this one a first. And close the doors on tonight. But hopefully next month we'll have some more stuff. But I would also love to see more things coming back. So Scott, you're of course always welcome back if you think you've got something more to show.
Next hopefully month progress will be accelerated a bit now for at least in the short term. Because sorry, I sort of mentioned this before. I decided to dump multiplayer because I'd spent like a month-ish of time, but also only working on it like a couple days a week at most. So like I gotten a dozen days into trying to do multiplayer and just deciding that like it slowed down progress so much.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it's tough too.
If I want to finish it,
implementation.
Yeah, well, and just like looking ahead at the timeline of like if I'm only working on a couple days a week, like there's only like a few dozen days before the end of the year, effectively.
Right.
Like, how much time do I want to spend on multiplayer? And the answer was like, I don't, because I don't think I'll ever get it done if I'm doing that. Because we do have like full-time contract otherwise that I'm sort of shirking in order to work on this.
Right.
But at least in the short term, I'm going to work on this full-time for the next couple weeks, maybe month. I'm not quite clear yet. So
cool. Well, yeah, it'd be great to see you next month, but if not then, the month after, to see the fruits of that labor.
Fingers crossed.
Well, like Lane was saying, there's like so much more in the game now since the last time any of us have seen it, and just the amount of depth that's there already, but also the potential for so much more is so evident. And it's really exciting to see this move forward.
Yeah, a very naive take is you've got crafting, you've got movement, you've got terrain deformation, you have enemies. Like, that's basically everything you need, right, on a base level. Like, it sure seems like you're just in iteration town right now, and man, that's all I want to see, just more stuff.
Just need to make some spreadsheets about, game progression, about, how many items of this you need for that, and how long it should take the player, and that's how real game development's done, right? With spreadsheets.
Give me some. Oh, that's what I do all day. Give me some drones here, bro. I am like this picking up stuff. Like my one like I suppose negative piece of critique is that, man, like I am just so bad at this like grabbing thing.
I've considered making it a bit magnetic too. Like when you have the grabber tool open, if you have something nearby. I don't know if you noticed when you pick stuff up and you bring it towards the cargo hold circle.
Yeah.
And now hit the other trigger. See how it sucks
magnetic.
It towards that?
For sure. Yeah.
I've considered doing that same thing.
Magnetic.
Yeah, I've considered doing the same thing with either the reticle or the object that you want to pick up. It'll just pull things into the reticle just to make it
good.
that much easier to pick stuff up.
Because I do like especially, yeah.
Yeah, because I do really like the feeling that like you're actually. You're doing this gesture where you're like you push the stick forward to grab the thing and you pull it back onto the cargo hold to pick it up, and you kind of it's like I don't know, it's a real like gimmicky control, but I kind of like it.
Right.
Just that it's you kind of feel like you're making the motion instead of just pressing E to pick up.
And
what you got is
always.
Or whatever.
these games always like sort of like I always think like if you start out like it's all about the journey. If you start out with a character that's kind of pathetic, like where it's difficult to do basic things like grab, and then but at the end of the game you have like 100 dudes doing that for you, like it just feels so good
Yeah.
to know that
Sure.
you came from this.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
you get a sense of like what they're doing because you've done it.
Yeah.
Right? So it feels even more impactful. You know, that's a really satisfying thing in games like this.
Like I said before, like the only thing I want to avoid is just making if there's like half of the people trying to playtest the game like are just really struggling with it, like it's probably a bad starting mechanic.
Yeah. Well, what you have is you have a feeling that you're committed to, right? You don't have a particular implementation or even a mechanic you're committed to. You have a feeling that you want to feel that it's good to grab that physicalization. So you're very free to make it very simple or automated, or try a bunch of different ways of doing it, because you're not really locked into a particular way of doing it. You just know how you want it to feel, so that it doesn't lock you in as much as you might think it does now.
Yeah, did anyone ever play Insanely Twisted Shadow Planet? It's kind of a dual stick shooter.
Yeah.
So like that game had a grabber. That's kind of the feeling I was going for this one, where like you got a little reticle that you move around with the right stick, and you can just pull the trigger and you grab onto things, and you can use it to like pull things out and just hold on to things. So I was going for that similar feeling, I guess.
The thing here that makes it hard for me, I would say, is just because my ship weighs so much more than these dots. If I move into them, they just go flying off, and I feel like the risk reward there is what feels kind of bad to me. Where if I mess up my grab, I just have to go I have to go on my little journey and find that again. It's all the way over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was related to that was one of the things I was talking to Andy about. I mentioned before, like if you shoot an enemy and they drop one of those little like lumen things.
Yeah.
And you continue shooting them, like the bullets hit the thing and it makes it go flying away really fast.
It does.
So I was considering doing like a maximum velocity for pickups, so that they will never go faster than you do. So if you bump into them and make them go flying away, they'll slow down pretty quickly to half of your speed or something. So it's easy to chase them down.
I mean, you could also implement friction, right? Just give them high friction.
I did try that. I tried like friction and just some damping, so they slow down just overall. And when they slow down to like 0, it feels really weird. Because right now it's kind of like in a weightless environment, sort of.
Sure.
And it feels really weird when things slow down like that. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of just the feeling of the space that it gave, I guess.
Yeah.
But people are really bad at judging acceleration visually.
Yes.
Like velocity is really easy to tell, by looking at something. Acceleration is really hard to tell, which amusingly is exactly the opposite of like if you're inside a car, and you have your eyes closed or whatever, like you can feel the car accelerate, but you can't feel velocity. But the other way around, it's easy to see velocity, but really hard to see acceleration.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. It's one of those visual tricks that a lot of games do, where there's like a really low falling speed, and you stop accelerating after that, and no one has ever been like, oh, why am I not going 200 miles an hour, for the escape velocity, or not escape velocity, but terminal velocity when I'm in this platformer game. Like no one's ever asked that. It just feels fine because acceleration isn't something we can see.
Yeah.
I have sound effects. Cool.
Lane, it seems like there's nothing that will pull you away from the game. You seem to be like I remember even playing earlier versions of this game. There's just something very addicting. It's very satisfying about moving around, and even if you're not making progress, it just feels good.
It really super does. As the other person said, like it just feels very, very cozy. And I think the big part of that comes from the the lighting, the environment, and now just even like the if you'll pardon the French here, the verisimilitude of all the physics and such that's going on here.
Yeah.
I love it. But like I do obviously I want like that bar to be filling, or that thing that I'm progressing to. And
right.
I think that like promise of the next zone is really the thing that's gonna like keep me in here, obviously. The other thing is what I'm wondering about is it possible to craft at all while I am on gamepad?
No, that
Okay.
part requires interacting with the UI, which
I gotcha.
the UI that's there is, you can actually see it says temp UI.
Perfect. Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
that library that I'm using, it's immediate mode user interface stuff. So it's like the old stuff that Unity had, but not as awkward and frustrating to use. But it's really just supposed to be used for like debug UIs. And I started making the actual UI for the game thinking maybe I'll use this, but I haven't really decided honestly, because it
Right.
does need to be set up so that it can be used from a gamepad somehow.
Well, it ends up becoming modal, right? Like you have to, and you don't have offensive enemies yet, and so you kind of have to decide like, just is crafting going to pause the game or is it not? Does that mean you have to go find a safe area to craft or?
Yeah, well, to some extent, that decision's maybe a bit easier now that I've dropped multiplayer. I might still do
Yeah,
split
sure.
screen, I guess.
Mhm.
But, like, it still supports multiple player objects and stuff like that, so I can still do split screen. But at least for single player, when you pull up the crafting UI, it could pause the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a game like this, I mean, just the tone it is right now, not pausing it feels correct. But then as you add more to it, that may not be the right move anymore. Depending on also how complicated the UI is, how much, if you need to craft an item in the middle of a boss battle, like, is it a cool gameplay experience to have that tension of looking away in the while things are still happening, or is it just annoying because you have to go through 3 submenus to get what you want and you should just pause the game? Like those are decisions that you sort of can't know the answer to yet until you try out how the game feels in those situations.
Sure.
All right. Well, let's see how far Lane gets, and then we'll shut it down.
I don't know if it's possible at the moment, to be honest.
Is it just like it's not integer overflow or anything like that? That crashes.
It is. It's exactly integer overflow. Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
And then it crashes on array bounds.
Nice. There's something that's interesting in games where you allow for these scenarios to possibly happen, knowing that they never will. It's a weird part of game development that's not as true in other types of development.
Well, honestly, it's one of those things where I could have fixed it before now, but like, there's no reason to fly
exactly
30 seconds out to the edge of the map in a straight line.
You can feel pretty certain it's never going to come up. So.
Well, I mean, it would in the actual game. It's something I need to fix eventually. Just right now I don't care. It's an extra line of code I'd have to write. That there's other better things to do, I guess.
Dude,
all right.
That bloom when you first break over into the other side, wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It is very satisfying.
All right.
Well, thank you for being my victim, Lane.
Oh, yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for being here tonight.
Well, we don't have Dale to give us a final message on the way out, but she is in chat if she wants to throw in a one-liner before we close. We'll give her a second to figure that out. But otherwise, Scott, thanks for bringing the game in, and thanks to Charles for bringing his game in as well. That was a whole lot of fun. We're ending early time, but we still got a lot in. It was really cool to see both of these projects from community veterans.
Veterans? Oh, that's...
Maybe that's not.
I'm honored.
All right, Lane, you have any closing thoughts as we give Dale a couple more seconds to throw us a zinger, or before we just take off for the night?
I first of all, I want to say the creator of Thrive is in the chat, and he's throwing out some game names for you, saying they should be called AMC off of Dale's Armageddon Mining Corporation.
Mm-hmm.
OMG, I love this. Observational Mining Group. That is a wonderful name. And I'm not sure what he's getting at with ROTFL here, but Rocket Ordnance Threat Flightly. What do you think about that one, Scott?
I don't know. I do like backronym.
That's fun. I like. I'm not sure how much thought you've given to a final name for the game, but I like the idea of something that is sort of dry and descriptive. That's like a little funny the more you think about it, because it's that kind of game.
Gosh. So I have a list of potential names that I typed up in a document. So one silly idea that I had that is kind of my top contender. I forgot the exact name, but Verdant Skies takes place in Viridius Prime. And I thought, like, wouldn't it be funny if like they were both these games were in the same universe, just as
I
like a
love
why
that.
not sort of thing. So like, what if this was an asteroid in the Viridius system, and like the final ore that you get is Viridium or something like that. And I specifically remember Viridium as like doing some Google searches at like, oh, there's a bunch of things called Viridium, but it was some play on that, like Viridi something, I don't know.
Mhm.
I had some ideas that I kind of liked there.
I fully endorse that idea. I love any kind of box you can put around it to sort of like to make those connections. Like, it doesn't matter if anybody even notices it, right? But it lets you kind of give it its own internal verisimilitude, So
Yeah,
I
and
encourage you to go in that direction. That's pretty cool.
and it would kind of be an inside joke, right? Like,
Yeah,
there's
for
probably,
sure.
like, Burden Skies was successful, like, financially, but it wasn't like a smash hit where millions of people have played it, and they'll be like, oh my gosh, it's like that other game that this company made, because
Yeah.
there's probably not going to be a lot of people that will have bought both games, but, it warms my heart to make
Yeah,
an inside joke.
it gives the you're putting together a library of work, and who knows, there might be some synchronicity. A player plays one game and finds out the other one has some tangential relation. There's just a little bit of extra motivation to give that one a try. Can't hurt. As indie developers, we'll take anything we can get to get more people interested in our games.
The creator of Thrive here has exclusively revealed that the game's name is an acronym for True Hearts Revel in Velvet Earwax. Now, I would say that's a pretty good ending line, but Dale actually just stepped in. Are you prepared for the ending line? Anything more we need to bring up?
No, I think we're good. I think
All right.
Dale already said something, so I might not be what she planned, but that's going to have to be the ending line, which is
Closer.
let's hear them.